All right, legends, I got a bike from a State Bicycle Company I want to introduce to the channel. Very interesting gravel bike. And here it is. It is a one by. Basically, we have 11 cogs back here. And this is a single chainring. It's a 42, stamped right there. Flat pedals. This is meant, they call it all road, like it says here, explore your state. It's just some kind of thing to rhyme with their company name. But what this is a wide range of gearing here. Right now it's in an 11. The next one is a 13. After the 13, where you see that number right there, that's actually a 15T, then 17, 19, 21, then 24, then 28, and that's a 32, I believe. Let's turn it this way so you can focus. Yeah, that's a 32. Then there's a 36 and a 42. There, it focused on that. So 42, 36, 32, 28, 24, 21, 19, 17, 15, 13, and 11. 11 gears, wide ratio range, and it shifts well. So they really designed it for you to handle the demands of different terrain, off-road, mud, gravel, sand, that this thing is the design. That's why they call it all road. And so they stamped it proudly here where it says state all road. It's got an unusual kind of shifter to where it's almost like a SRAM E-tap shifter. It looks like really Shimano Ultegra, but it's bad state. And it does not shift like Shimano. If you notice, it only has one lever. There is no smaller lever like Shimano has. So the way it works is, let me go ahead and click it all the way and bring it all the way down. So as you tap it, when you tap lightly, now it's at the largest ratio, smallest physical cog back here. So to move it up, you have to throw. If you just tap lightly, it comes back this way, which is unusual. It's almost like SRAM E-tap. So you've got to make sure you're making longer throws when you want to continue to climb to smaller gears of the larger physical cogs. Because if you don't go this, it will start coming the other way. It's very unusual. So like right now, it's in a gear there. If I want to continue to go back in smaller ratios, I have to make a decisive push. You see, it goes that way. I'll do it one more time. Okay, you see, it's continuing to go up. Now, if I just tap like that, it comes towards the larger ratios. That's what's unusual. So to go up physically towards the bike, you've got to make direct throws, longer throws. And then to come back this way, you just little taps. And that continues to go into larger ratios. You see how it came that way? Then when I do a direct, really long throw, then it goes back up. So it takes some getting used to. This bicycle is really for, they call it all road, which makes sense. And right now I've aired it up. These are gravel tires per se, but really all terrain. You can ride on and off road, but the use will mainly be on pavement, So for the most part, I put 80 in the front, actually 80 in the front and 85 in the rear, because Vittoria recommends this range, 45 to 90 PSI. That's a huge range. So if you're riding on softer, like let's say sand or, mud or whatever, you'd probably be running 50 to 60 in there. So there's a huge range you can play with. And you can see they've got a nice tread pattern here. and in the middle it's kind of flat. So you can ride this thing on pavement because of the way that is, but then you got nice cornering here if you in gravel or whatever. So because it's going to be used on the road mostly, I've set it at the higher PSI. I didn't put it at their max 90. I just put 80, 85. Let's see here. There's nothing other than this shifting that's really different. On this side, there's no shifting, of course, because you got one by. It's just a brake. There's nothing going on. It's engineered that way. The disc brakes I had to tweak because when they got here, there was a lot of rubbing going on right there. So I had to basically center the disc brakes, and now it's quiet. And if you have a bike with discs, you need to keep up with that because you can wear your pads if you don't keep it centered. This uses the what I call non-standard. I mean, the skewer on here is like a throughput skewer. Basically, you screw it in from one side and it screws into the fork on the other side. So if you're gonna put this on the trainer, you need an adapter. I have my own built-in adapter that I use because I'm not gonna pay $60 for something that simple. This is what I use. I made that myself, and it goes in. All you have to do is take out the skewer and stick that in there. It will work in the trainer. It's pretty simple. So I wanted to share this with you all. The size of the frame is stamped a 54. So it's considered to be like a medium-sized frame, as they're badging frames nowadays. And it's pretty much ready for the road right now. They make fixie bikes as well. So if you're looking for a good starting bike, look at State Bicycles. They make some good bikes. And so if you're looking for a fixie, they make a lot of city bikes, commuting bikes. They're real good at that. This bike will take fenders. You can see the clearances. You can put a fender in this bike easily. And for a bike like this, I would put probably a full fender. You see you've got a connecting point down there as well. I'd put a full fender in this bike because I will be able to take it. You can see the clearance on here, and you could attach a fender here. So it's already pre-drilled for that. This bike would take cantilever brakes as well. That's why these are there. But this one happens to have come with discs. They did a good job of the routing of the cable behind there and running down the side here. It's nice and clean, the brake cable going down to the disc. These are mechanical discs, They have fancier discs with hydraulics. These are not that. Once you see that cable-driven stuff, for the most part. So the derailleur is branded State as well. It shifts really well, but it really, they just have a different style. And other than that, as far as the function, it's a long cage derailleur, of course, because of this 42 back here. Since they expect you to be in dirt, sand, and different things, you definitely need the lower gears. And that 42 on the front is a good all-arounder. So if you're looking for a gravel bike, give State a look. That's what they've got, State All Road on there. So they did a good job with this bike. I like it. I think it's a good representation. So it gives you a full view of the bike. So this is the State All Road, all terrain, really, gravel bike, they call it. But you can do this on the road. And, this would be ideal for pretty much anything. I like that. And it's made out of chromo steel. For those of you who are in the market for a different kind of riding, State makes a lot of interesting bikes. Check them out.